my channel. Now today I'm going to be giving a review for the movie Brightburn. Now this is a superhero horror film about a young alien, I guess you could say like an alien who crash lands on Earth. And it has like a similar storyline to like Superman, where Superman crashed on Earth, where he was like an alien who crashed on Earth, and it turns out he has superpowers, and then he decides to use his superpowers for good, But this film really takes a twist on that particular like legendary, I guess you could say heroic like storyline of Superman. It actually takes this character, and then after that he has like superpowers or so, and actually flips it around and makes him do like evil things, like evil like and bad, like very like evil things, It was kind of shocking some of the things he did. But it turns out that I really did have a fun time with this movie. I really did enjoy it, I thought it was awesome, and it was interesting seeing him take like the superhero, like, I guess you could say staple of a person having like superpowers, and they decide to use them for good and actually turn it around. This person uses them for like evil and like bad things, So yeah, I thought this was pretty good. This is also produced by like James Gunn. Now the director of the film is David Yarovesky. I think that's how you pronounce it. And then the cast of the film is kind of like small. It's not really too many major like characters in the film. You have like the character, say like Tori Breyer, and she's played by Elizabeth Banks, And then you have the character of Kyle Breyer, who's played by David Denman. And then you have like the main, I guess you could say, character really of the film. Now there are two, but this is the character that has like the powers, known as Brandon Breyer. He's also known as Brightburn. Now he's played by Jackson A. Dunn. And I thought everyone played their roles like very well, I thought it was pretty good, the way they did them, But the film does open with like the, you could tell like the two parents known as Tori Breyer and Kyle Breyer. They're trying to have a kid, and for some reason I think they have infertility. They're not fertile basically, so they can't have kids. So they're like wishing or hoping for like a kid to be son to them or something like that. And then they see like a spaceship, actually crash land on their land, like on their farm, It turns out that the baby that they find, they name the baby Brandon, who becomes like, the Brightburn character later on in the film, So yeah, like throughout the film, one of the things I thought was kind of interesting about it is how they actually kept like, the idea that Brandon was actually from like, not from Earth, they kept that a secret from him, like this is spoiler territory. So it kind of, it's like an interesting, like, it was just something kind of intriguing about the way they did that. This actually backfired on them. So I think that was kind of cool that they had actually touched on like stuff like that, throughout the film. And the idea that Brandon wants to do like bad things, he has a reason why he does that, because at one point he's actually getting bullied and so on and everything. So they actually give you like a glimpse to why he's doing bad things too as well, But other than that, this was a pretty entertaining film, like the powers that he has were like awesome. He has like speed and flight, he can shoot like the heat vision out his eyes. So it's very similar to like Superman, but he's doing like bad things, Plus like some of the kills in the film were like very graphic. I was surprised at how brutal and like gory some of the actual like kills in the film. Like when it's like Brandon, or you could say Brightburn, when he kills people, it's like very like graphic and violent, Like you can definitely see why it's like rated R, Plus another thing too I thought was cool is the actual look of the character, like the Brightburn character himself, like Brandon. He does like cool, like the mask he wears. He has a mask that he covers his face with whenever he commits like his evil deeds, Even if it's like killing people, if he's just done something bad, And he actually feels like it's actually okay, He actually warns people, that they shouldn't do this or that, or he'll kill them, or something like that, So that's another thing I thought was kind of interesting about it too. You could tell he felt that like what he was doing wasn't really like bad or evil, but it was like his actions that he was committing were actually like evil and bad, But you could tell he actually felt like it wasn't, and it could have been because he's like an alien, So who knows, But I like how they kind of left that open, Another thing I wish they could have done with this film too as well, I wish they would have shown more of and this is spoiler alert, him doing like stuff like versus like like far as like being out like in the world and stuff like going around, it's like being very destructive and stuff like that, and then they would need somebody to take him out, but they didn't go that far with it, But overall, Brightburn, I really did enjoy this. This is a fun movie, entertaining film, The pacing of it was pretty good. I like the look and style of the film, It has a very like, atmosphere, like feel to it, I thought that was done very well. Even the cinematography on it was done pretty good too. So I'm giving Brightburn, I'm giving this a B-, and I would definitely recommend this for like fans of like superhero type films or those kind of like genres. I would definitely recommend it for that crowd. So I'm giving Brightburn, I'm giving this a B-. Please leave a comment and subscribe too as well.